Every person in this world desires to be happy. And happiness comes from only one place, from the embrace of a long-term, meaningful relationship. That's it. Halavai with the Rabbeinu Shalom, a person spends his life working on a relationship to be close to Hashem. The words in the Mesilas Yesharim, that's the only place where real happiness comes from, a long-term, meaningful relationship. The Rabbeinu Shalom, a husband and wife, parents and children, long-term friendships. A child who feels their relationship with their parent is beginning to weaken, feels a hole in the heart. It hurts, because the only place for happiness is in a long-term meaningful relationship. And that meaningful relationship with their parents is beginning to weaken when they're struggling in school. And so they get a hole in the heart. They hurt like crazy. So typically children do not understand the difference between happiness and pleasure. So a child will fill the hole in their heart with a pleasure activity which makes them feel good, and typically that pleasure activity is something that's disapproved of by the school. Listening to some music that maybe is too secular, maybe a hairstyle that's a little bit off, or a garment of clothing that makes them feel good and gives them pleasure to wear. They feel special and stazzy and unique in that clothing, or listen to that music, and then they get caught by their parents. They always get caught. And when they get caught, their parents get less happy. They use anger usually, typically, to try and stop them, which makes the relationship with the parent-child, less happy relationship, which actually makes the hole in the heart get bigger. And as the hole in the heart gets bigger, they're in more pain. So they seek more pleasure activities to fill that void, that hole, and then they get caught again. This paradigm is profound because not only does it describe the process, the unraveling process of a child falling off the derech, but it's a treatment model. Because when you go to a child who's doing their pleasure activities and you say to that child, Bubala, I understand you need that, but I want you to know I love you and I care about you. So of course you a little bit repair the damage in the relationship, which means you create a little bit more happiness, which means the hole can close down a little bit, which guess what? They need less pleasure. Now it's true, the spiral of unraveling happens within 2-3 months and they're gone. That unraveling and getting it back can take 2-3 years minimum, can take 6-7 years. But the process is to rebuild the happiness in the relationship so that the hole in the heart shrinks, so they need less pleasure activities because they're getting their happiness in their relationship with you as the parent.